After watching the second act of Kanye's trilogy, I've learned two things. For one, Kanye didn't one day just go crazy. This man has always been crazy from jump. And I don't mean that in a bad way. There's a reason this man has been as successful as he's been. Like, this man is straight up fearless. And although people may not like the way he acts sometimes, I get it. But it's his personality and way of thinking that's helped him become successful. He basically just doesn't take no for an answer and is a straight visionary. So I'm not saying that being crazy is a bad thing. Because to pull off some of the things that he's done, you have to have balls. Pause. Like, he got to the accident and he had to get his jaw like wired, right? So he goes to the doctor and he's sitting there to get the mold for his teeth. And while he's sitting there with the mold, he can't talk. So he's like humming, singing Through the Fire by Shaka Khan. And like that scene just like, I went crazy because I was like, yo, this man is sitting in the chair, about to get a crazy operation done. And all he thinking about is like the next song he's making. I don't know, it just really spoke to me how he saw it from that chair, how it went from just that moment as a thought to making the song to making the video, which really set off his career. Like, him and Cootie are talking about, oh, we can use this footage of you, make it look like you're getting your teeth wired, use it for the video. And so like the strategy they had, it was just the way it came together was just so crazy to me. And then eventually the operation that he actually needed, he decided not to get it done. The operation was going to interfere with his career, and he chose his career over getting his mouth fixed. Like, being successful meant more than getting his mouth fixed. Be honest, how many of us in that situation would be like, no, I need this operation done, I'm not gonna get it because I have video shoots and stuff I gotta do, so squash that. Like, I'm not sure everyone knows the amount of work that goes into being successful, the amount of sacrifices you might have to make, and the work that gets into, you know, a successful artist. Like, or not even music, just with anything in life. Everyone's not willing to do what needs to be done. And like, he really put all his chips on the table, really bet on himself. It really just shows you how much all in himself and the confidence he had. It's just it's kind of remarkable. I'm sorry. Especially in the music game, it doesn't work out for everybody. So you got to have faith. That confidence that he had in himself was just, you know, beautiful. Because sometimes we all struggle with that. And I definitely called it. I said in my first reaction video that it looks like we're looking at the footage of Through the Wire. It feels like I'm watching the Through the Wire video. And here we are. And we basically get to see how it all came together. And because the label wouldn't open up his budget, he had to find other ways and be strategic to get his own album recorded. He had to use other people's studio time to get his songs done. So he's like, all right, no budget, I'll just keep producing for other artists. The extra studio time, I'll use it for myself. I'll also take that money, invest in myself, and pay for my own video. You know, that's a really crazy hustler mentality, just to go get it for yourself. Like, no matter what, no excuses, just results. He had to put himself on, because once the label saw the video, that's when things got rolling. And this is a producer, a major producer, who has hits with Jay-Z amongst many other artists. And look what he had to do just to get attention from his label. So just imagine what your life is like if you are an artist signed to a label who doesn't even have the same resources as he had. I see people talk about, you know, there's no more superstars, you know, the labels aren't doing enough. And this was like around in the 2000s something, and it's been like this. The labels don't, well, sometimes they might, but they don't just take you from point A to point B always. And if they do, it's probably when they're ready, when they see something. They really wait for people that start to bubble, you know, and have a little buzz around them, something they can get behind, and then they try to push you up, you know. And people gotta understand, like, a lot of times you gotta find a way to make yourself hot. And that's why people are on TikTok, Instagram, singing, doing all this stuff to get attention, because those people do end up getting signed. Anyway, I really love the footage of Kanye in the studio. Like, I'm a nerd for that kind of stuff. Some of the best footage in this episode was him with Jamie Foxx, bringing slow jams to him and getting Foxx on the track. I can remember exactly where I was when I first heard slow jams, and I lost my mind. And I was like, this is so crazy. It sounded like more R&B. It didn't sound like the regular Kanye production. And then with Jamie Foxx on it, then Twista hopped on it, it was just like, nah, this is crazy. Like, I had to tell my mans, like, yo, like, you gotta hear this ASAP. This is the one. I think my favorite part of the video was Kanye with Pharrell, because this is the second thing that I learned. I've never met Pharrell Williams, but the Neptunes are in my top 5. And if I ever met Pharrell, I have 2 questions for him. One is, in the Fade to Black documentary with Jay-Z, Pharrell's in the studio with Jay. Jay-Z is telling him to cook up a beat. Pharrell's like, yo, I got something in the whip. And Jay's like, nah. I need you to cook up something right here, brand new. And Pharrell's very adamant, like, yo, just let me go to the whip. I'll be right back. Like, I got that. I got it.
Nigga said don't bring no beats, and I got some shit on the bus too.
I need to know what track that he had that he wanted to play for Jay. Like, cause if I feel like it must have been crazy if he's like, listen, let me go to the car. The heat is literally in the car. But Jay's like, nah. And Pharrell ends up making the Allure beat. And then my other question for Pharrell would have been, what song was Kanye playing for you when you walked out the studio? And finally, we have the answer. I honestly wish there was more than 3 episodes because there's just so much footage I'm sure they have, because they're really just doing a College Dropout. I wish there were more than 3 episodes of the doc because it's very inspirational, it's very entertaining, but as a fan, there's just so much more you want to know. Kanye is one of the few artists that has not just one great album, which is College Dropout, but several great albums that I would love to see behind the scenes of how everything went down, especially the first 3 albums. Hopefully we'll get to see more in the 3rd act. If they made another documentary on another Kanye album, which Kanye album would you want them to focus on? Leave it in the comments for me. Make sure you watch my reaction to the 1st act right here if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.